Offer. We just finished watching the episodes of The Offer, and he got into it. My daughter did too, a little bit. But they get the truth of who I am. They don't get the phony. They watch mommy turn into a phony. They watch mommy bring them into the world and stop. Just stopped. Stopped working on herself where she could show up. Stopped working on herself where she could be true and honest. Stopped working on herself where she could be organic and authentic, a word that is thrown out there by the wellness grifters, and it's not true. This podcast you're about to listen to is as authentic as it gets. It's going to call myself on things. It's going to call her on things. It's going to call a lot of people on things. The cult leader, obviously, the other cult leader, the cult leader's boyfriend. It's going to get called out. And wait till you hear some of what transpires, and you tell me it's not a cult. If someone acts like this, where my son turned and said, "You never knew mommy before broke," and he did, and he knew this beautiful person, inside out, beautiful person, amazing mother, until she got sucked into this woman who said, "Come on, mamas, get your sovereign freedom, get out of your golden cage." That was the message that she received. She lived it. She watched that woman brag about cheating on her husband, and so I knew it was done. Come on, follow me, follow me, follow me, no matter what it was, justifying these things, rationalizing these things, bragging. I was like, why do you need to brag about this stuff? All right, have your orgasm. Good. Be dominated, whatever it is. Why do you have to put it out on social media? What are you missing inside, broke? That you need to do this. You need to convince people that life is some beautiful life you've created, and now you have Rundle, meet Rundle. I'll never forget that announcement. Oh my God. Why don't you just hang out with the guy and have a good time with the guy and not have to tell everybody how you have changed and how they should follow you? No. Lotus followed you, your pathway, and destroyed 2 children's lives for the rest of their lives because she didn't have the courage to step away from you. I'm just directing this at broke. She didn't have the courage to be herself. She didn't have this courage to explore within in dangerous areas that she hadn't dealt with, the suicides that she didn't deal with, the difficult things with family, the mental illness, didn't deal with it, wouldn't even be diagnosed. I asked her a million times, just go be diagnosed. Why would you not do that? What kind of egomaniac won't even be diagnosed? Told the kids, they told me tonight, well, she said, you left rehab. Yeah, I went to rehab for codependency because I did it. Just another thing I did, just maybe she'll go, maybe she'll do something, drastic enough. And she said, I'll go if you go. And I went and I left because they say the masking rule suddenly. And the woman walks in with a mask and the leader, and it was a rehab, and I was in, I didn't really, I don't know. It was a little immature for me. Like, everybody's like sickly and stuff like that. I wasn't that into it. I'm a real, strong, healthy guy. And I really believe in mind over matter and stuff like that. So anyway, I wasn't really digging it anyway, but she walks, everyone has to wear masks now. There's a new variant. I said, show me where it says to wear a mask. Where's the data to support this? Oh no, people want to be right. And they don't like when I challenge them. And I understand that. A lot of people don't like me for that. That's a metaphor, symbolic thing. That woman was looking at me with her mask on, with her eyes, these eyes that were just so dark and empty, because she was just repeating what the mob told her to do. I was being logical and going, this mask isn't doing any good. What is this? Now it's come out, by the way, I was right. But anyway, I left rehab because I said, I'm here to learn how to draw boundaries, and I'm drawing a boundary. I'm not wearing this mask in these sessions. She said, you're going to have to leave. I said, great. So now that I did that, I left. So that was our condition. It's like, the condition should be, go take care of yourself, Lotus. You should volunteer so that you don't abandon a family like this and lie to your children constantly and lie and, not honor agreements or vows or anything like that. That should be first with integrity. And it stopped. And there's no sight. There's no end. There's no end in sight on how low she'll go. Lower than worm sperm, she will go. And it's tragic. So welcome to the tragedy. I hope some of this is funny. I hope some of it's enlightening. I hope some of it's inspiring. I hope some of it might lead you into a different direction, an examination, a self-examination. That'd be great too. What if you're a narcissist? What if you're hurting people? Maybe you might want to take that sacred pause, that spiritus, that breath. Just try it. Try. I'm not going to do the same thing and expect different results. The insanity. I'm just going to stop. I'm going to listen to when people say I'm hurting them, and that's something she doesn't do. Doesn't stop for a moment. Say, I don't want to do this anymore. Somehow I hold on to those words that she's going to say that someday. So what happens at the end is I don't hold on to the words. I don't hold on to the outcome. There's a release that takes place. There's a surrender. Like in The Wizard of Oz, skywriting, surrender, Dorothy. That's when true magnificence can happen. That's when true healing happens. That's when true purpose, fulfillment, and love happens. I'm now feeling love in my life. That's the prologue to where you're headed here. I feel love in my life. I feel peace. Of course, it's not always that way. Just forget the analyzing. What about this? And you sounded angry. No. In general, on a much more daily basis, on a regular basis, I feel freedom, not the false freedom that she's promised by her guru, the sovereign freedom. I feel freedom from my agenda for changing her, controlling her, wishing for her to come back. All of those things, I feel freedom in letting go. And now I can let love in. Now I can receive love that's truly healthy. It doesn't have an agenda, that's not using me. It's not rescuing. The rescuing is so my ego could be fulfilled because they'll thank me. And the lesson for you to learn is if you're a rescuer and a fixer, the exact opposite. The exact opposite consequences happen from that. They resent you. This is my data conclusion. It happens. I was going to say 9 out of 10 times. It's probably 10 out of 10 times where I think that the people, my theory is that I think they believe that you have a God complex. Like I could have done this myself anyway. She could have succeeded on her own without me. And unfortunately, I think there's a lot of women now who believe once they have the kids, you're not needed anymore, fellas. Take a pause on that one, folks. Ladies. Why would you want to do that? Why are we not connected divinely? Where we don't need one another, but we want one another. There's so many people that are so solid now. I don't need. It's this voice that repeats itself. Is it true? I don't know. I know I need other people. I need other people. I don't need them every minute, every day, and codependent and all. No, of course I don't. But it's so enriching to connect with someone, which we had. It's so beautiful. So I had those years that I can hang on to and know that I am capable of that. And that's part of the self-love, is knowing myself enough, continue down that path, that journey. Transformation, positive transformation. That's your prologue to open up. My wife joined the cult. Funny title. I thought it was provocative enough to draw the attention to bring someone to it. I do a number of episodes, and I have no idea where it's going to go from there. But this is just like Forrest Gump when he's finished. He goes, I don't know what he says, but something like, I was done. That's what I am. So enjoy, be inspired, whatever it is. Slide into my DMs. You want to talk about something, ask about something, be curious. That's something our country misses, is be curious. Stop knowing it all. The attacks, or you know it all, it's just projection. Projections, projecting things you were not examining. Go on a self-expedition before you say something about someone else. Think about what's being said here. Listen. Be curious. Where would that come from? Why would that happen? Why would he say that? Does he have an agenda? Is this guy lying? I think you'll see.